Summer break. A time where some of the best memories are made. But what you do in these 3 months can drastically change the course of your entire year. So let's talk about how to have the most meaningful summer break. Hey everyone, my name is Hisham Khan and welcome to Income Over Outcome, your go-to source for all of the college and career resources that you need. Like most of you, when I was in school, I couldn't wait for summer to come along. I didn't have to stress about classes, tests, or grades. I could just relax, and I most definitely took advantage of that. But I also realized that the 3 months of no school was a great opportunity for me to boost my career. One of the biggest differentiating factors between those people who find great jobs out of college versus those who don't is how wisely they spend their summer. If you keep up with my channel, then you know there's 2 main things that are going to help you get that dream job: boosting your resume and networking. And summer is the perfect time to get ahead on both of those. Now, how do you boost your resume? The answer is pretty simple. Learn new skills. There's a ton of free online courses you could take on websites like Coursera, and colleges like Harvard even offer entire lectures online for free. Now you might be like, Hisham, it's summer break. I'm not trying to take more classes, I'm trying to have fun. And I totally get that. But see, one of the most appealing things people look for when hiring someone else is intellectual curiosity. Is this person genuinely interested in learning more and growing? Do they do more than just the bare minimum to actually help them excel? So just because it's summer break doesn't mean learning should stop. And it also doesn't have to be completely boring. You should learn a skill that you wouldn't typically learn in school. Something you've always been interested in that you haven't had the time to dig into yet. A lot of these online courses even give you certificates that you can put on your resume and talk about in interviews. And that will set you well ahead of your peers when you're looking for jobs. One of my personal favorite online certificates is Google Data Analytics. It's a totally free program that gives you the skills you need to get a job in data analytics, which is one of the most in-demand and highest paying fields I've talked about in some of my past videos like these. The best part is that no matter what you're interested in, whether it's business, STEM, or even art, there's a certification out there that you can put on your resume to show you have the skills. Now, if you're not sure exactly what to include on your resume or how to word things on it, don't worry, I got you. On IncomeOverOutcome.com, I have a bunch of cheap guides and templates that you can use. You can also schedule one-on-one time with me, and I'm happy to walk you through your resume and build one that's perfect for you. Now, the main thing that separates students who find a relatively high-paying job after graduation versus those who are underemployed or unemployed is whether or not they do internships. Almost everyone I know who had a hard time finding a job after college didn't have an internship. I actually had 3 internships and learned something different from every single one. I actually learned what I wanted to do, what it's like to work in a professional setting, and it gave me a lot to talk about in actual interviews when I was looking for full-time jobs. And the stats on internships are absolutely insane. Most people who have internships have a full-time job offer right after they graduate, and 70% of people get a job at the same company they interned for. Only 20% of those actually decline that original offer. So internship programs are good for not only students but also companies because they're able to hire a bunch of smart people. And I am actually a part of both of those statistics I just mentioned. When I was a senior in college, I got a full-time job offer from the company I interned for the summer before, but I ended up declining it because I had so much relevant experience that I had other job offers that were way better. And that's the exact position I want all of you to be in. So make sure you hit that like button and are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on the content that can help you get there. But I'm also going to be really honest with you. Getting an internship is really difficult. I probably applied to hundreds of companies and only got a few interviews and even less offers. It's even harder if you're a freshman or sophomore because companies are looking for people who are later on in their college careers so that they can hire them sooner rather than later. But if you do things like gain skills to help you stand out, get certificates, and network, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, then it's much easier to get an internship. Like most people, I actually didn't have an internship the freshman year of college, and that's totally okay. I did the next best thing and got a good summer job. Ideally, your summer job is related to what you want to do professionally. So if you're interested in law, maybe you get a summer job at a law office, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. The goal is to get a summer job that gives you skills that are easily transferable to your career. That way, you can highlight them on your resume. For example, my summer job, both my freshman and sophomore years of college, was at a local insurance company in my hometown. I ended up getting my license to sell insurance and increase sales of the office by a decent amount. So when I was looking for full-time consulting jobs senior year, companies could easily see that as early as freshman year, I was a fast learner that could work well with real clients and drive revenue. Even though I was selling insurance, which has nothing to do with consulting, I was able to talk to a bunch of skills that are actually valuable in consulting. I'll also add that it's totally okay to have a normal summer job like being a cashier or waiter, because you're still going to learn a lot of valuable things. If you're able to do something else though, then it can really help you stand out. I literally talked about my summer job in insurance at every single company I interviewed for, and I think that was a huge factor in me getting internships later on in college. Another thing people tend to overlook instead of a paid job or internship is volunteering. There's an endless amount of volunteer opportunities out there, so you're bound to find something that's related to what you want to do. Just search Google for nonprofit organizations that do things you're interested in, and then look into what their volunteer opportunities are. I also know that most towns and cities have volunteer programs that they offer through community organizations and even the town government. Like New York City has an entire website dedicated to volunteer opportunities for young adults in a bunch of different fields, from environmental work to hospitals and even animal shelter volunteering. I also bet your college has resources to connect you with volunteer opportunities around your school. So just go ahead and ask around. And don't shy away from something just because it's not paid or doesn't seem as glamorous as what your friends are doing, because it's probably going to lead to something way better down the line. Now, the most underrated and impressive way to bulk up your resume is by starting your own side hustle. It might sound daunting, but I truly believe that every single person has something valuable to offer that they can turn into their own business. And if you're the type of person who's always full of ideas and are creative, then this is a no-brainer for you. Even if you do something small that doesn't necessarily earn you money, it can go a long way, because companies really appreciate it when people have an entrepreneurial spirit and they're motivated to actually build something. A business also doesn't have to mean that you need to build a product to sell. You can also sell services. So let's say you're someone who enjoys baking. Why don't you go ahead and start a baking business where you sell cakes to your friends and family? Or if you like taking pictures, go ahead and start offering photo shoots for people. Literally any interest that you have can be turned into a decent business. You just have to be creative at how you go about it. You'll learn so much by grinding on your own thing that even if it doesn't work out, you'll have a ton of valuable skills that will be great talking points in interviews and on your resume. Like I said in the beginning of this video, networking is also really important. People always talk about how your network is your net worth and how it's really important to network to find jobs. And that's all true, but they don't really explain what exactly you need to do to network properly. And I talk about it a lot in a few of my other videos, so I'm just gonna glaze over it right now real quickly. The best and easiest way to network is to connect with people who come from a similar background as you. So someone who went to the same school as you, has the same interests, the same major, or was in the same clubs. Something like that. If I was on summer break right now, I would go on LinkedIn and filter for people who went to my school and work at companies that I want to after I graduate. I would spend hours every single week genuinely trying to get to know these people without any ulterior motive, like trying to get a reference to work at their company. And there's a few benefits to doing that. First of all, it's great practice for the real world, and second, down the line, one of these people might help you get a job or internship. Networking is a skill that takes time, so start earlier on and you'll thank yourself. The people I've gotten to know throughout the years and kept in touch with have given me great career advice and even gotten me jobs. The point of this video is that there's a ton of ways to boost your resume during the summer, but it's a fact of actually doing it, not letting the 3 months just waste away. Seek out opportunities that you enjoy and will make your summer fun, but will also add value to your career. And be sure to check out incomeoveroutcome.com for all the career resources that you need, and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you next time, but until then, peace.